All right, hey, welcome all you students and teachers to our second session of your Digital Education Day. This session we want to go ahead and talk about what resources we have out there for you for using your laptops and also the Chromebooks. So teachers and students, this is a great session for both of you. I realize some of you know a lot about our resources and some of you know very little, so if you need to pause me and review what I'm talking about, certainly teachers feel free to do that during this presentation. And if you, conversely, if you know what I'm talking about, then you can certainly jump ahead or just don't need to pause and let the kids go as far as you can today. So we have about 55 minutes, and this video will be about 20 to 25 minutes long. And so the expectation for you teachers is that you will be able to stop it, pause, and go check out some of the resources as I point them out to you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and look at what resources we have. The current page I have right now is our CarsonCitySchools.com page, and the Chromebooks do not default to this page, but teachers and students, you should know that it exists. And the page that the Chromebooks go to is the digital education one. So I guess let me go back and just show you that one more time. So right here on our quick links, we have one called Digital Education. And this page right here is the one that all of your Chromebooks go to. This is your landing page. So teachers that get lost or don't know where to go to, so it's one click away from the main Carson City School District page. If you ever need to get back to the home page, obviously there it is up in the top left corner. Okay, so on this page itself, a couple things we'll talk about. Well, there's more than a couple, but anyways, let's get started. We have our student laptop handbooks. So students and teachers, you need to make sure you're really familiar with those handbooks and what the procedures and protocols and expectations are for students using the Chromebooks. We have an English version for the high school, and we have a Spanish version. So those link to PDF documents that you can look at. One of your sessions today will be talking all about the handbook. So I'm not going to spend time into looking at those, but just know this is where they live and where you can access them. Of course, our middle school handbook's there, and our elementary handbooks are there as well. Well, one of the most popular items we use is searching. Obviously, who do we ask? We ask Google, ask.com, Yahoo, whatever you want is your favorite flavor, but we use Google Apps, and so we're going to support our Google search engine here. So if you ever need to do a Google search, you can obviously type up top for Google, or you can just come here for Google search. So pretty quick and easy link. Two things in Mastery Connect. I guess before I talk about that, let's talk about this heading above it. Pillar applications. So these are our 4 pillar applications here. Actually, there's an extra one in here. But these are the ones we've adopted that we want to spend a lot of our time on. They're our main resources because of the importance they play in our district for technology and 21st century learning. All right, Mastery Connect. So students and teachers, if you ever need to log in, there's your Mastery Connect login. So you just click it and it'll take you to a new tab up top. And there's your login for your Mastery Connect. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The one the students will be using, and this is great news for you high school teachers. I know you guys have been using bubble sheets for Mastery Connect the last couple of years probably. And this is the biggest shout for joy for you guys because this one is a electronic bubble sheet. All you have to give the students now is the test ID. So as a teacher in the classroom, if I was doing a Mastery Connect assessment, I would simply write the test ID on the board or project it on my smartboard, and the students can go ahead and click our Mastery Connect bubble sheet icon off the digital education page. And they click that and they type in the test ID number, whatever it may be, and they'll go to next, and then all of a sudden the bubble sheet will appear as is matched up with your assessment. So pretty awesome. We're excited about that. No more Elmos for reading the Scantrons, and no more webcams for reading those Scantrons. It's simply just let them get their laptops out and type that in, and away they go there. So then that does lead you to some questions, teachers. You have to also monitor those students because you don't want them bounce around to different websites or different tabs looking for answers or cheating, but and we're going to have some resources for you to limit what web pages they can go to this school year as we progress. So, but just know there's your bubble sheet. You can use it electronically, or If you don't want the students using a computer in the class because of the nature of the test, then you certainly can still use the paper and pencil one. All right, so that's pretty cool. There's our Mastery Connect ones. Edmodo, there it is. So this is what we call our LMS, Learning Management System. So we know there's a bunch of them out there. Google Classroom is similar to Edmodo. A lot of the features are the same. One benefit to Edmodo is that there's a parent link. Google Classroom, the parents don't have a portal in to see what's going on or to talk that way. But then again, on Google Classroom, documents can be shared and sent out to classes and then given back to you within those same periods electronically without you having to sort and organize what periods they came from. So pros and cons, but Edmodo is where we're going to support right now for our communication at the high school. All you Carson High School students, you should be members of the Senators 1516 group, and teachers and staff at Carson High, we have a group for you for staff and students. I would suggest, I know that your new principal wants you to be using Edmodo to get daily announcements and to get information from her, so, and anyone else that wants to send announcements out. So Edmodo is going to be one of our pillar spots where we communicate and collaborate, and you can also do a whole bunch of homework there, tests, quizzes, storing documents, etc. So your teachers will work with you on that. All right, so there's Edmodo. Google Drive. Students, the cool thing about your devices on the Chromebooks is once you log into the Chromebook and you click on Google Drive, it goes directly to your drive. You don't have to log in again. It recognizes those credentials, and everything Google that we have set up for you, you are already logged into. So then you can check your login up top and make sure that if you see up there in the top where I am, you'll see the email address, and so students, your email address is your student number at student.carson.k12.nv.us. Anyways, that takes you right into your Google Drive. So pretty cool there. And right back here, career cruising, used by your counselors to check out what you want to do with your life. I'm not going to spend any time on that one at this point. And then also the email. So here's the big confusion in the school, is that students, because they think they can sign into Google Drive, that they have Gmail. Students and teachers, we have turned off the Gmail feature for students and teachers, and there's a couple reasons for that. Basically for security reasons. So that feature of Google is not active. So the email that your students and all you students will be using is our Office 365 email. Teachers, that's just like yours. So if I'm a student and I wanted to log in, or somebody sent me an email on my student email, this is the link you want to go to. This is the icon, so you go there and you'll see my email. So anyway, so students, you'll be there, and is what you'll want to do is, so when you come here, you'll need to actually log in. And so students need to log in with their credentials, and as I just mentioned, it is your student number at student.carson.k12.nv.us. So teachers, that's a little bit different. They have the word student in that name, in that tail, while you guys as teachers just have Carson. So is what I would do, teachers, at this point in time, I'd go ahead and pause the video if you haven't already, and I would take the students through this and make sure that they can log into their Office 365 email account. Now, the password is the exact same, or so I should say should be the exact same password as you logged into your Chromebook with. We have both passwords being synced together. So once you change one of them, you've really changed both of them. So at this point in time, all of you should know your username and your password because you have access to your Chromebook. So go ahead and take a minute, go ahead and pause the video here, and teachers, I'd go get them logged in and see if they have any messages in there, and just if you want to navigate and show them how to use that, that'd be certainly a good use of time. If you were to kind of a faster paced class, you might want to explore some of the apps that come out with Microsoft apps on the Outlook and the OneDrive and things like that. So if you know what I'm talking about, you can share that with your students. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't sweat it. Just get them in and see if they can log into their email. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, and I'll join you back here in a few minutes. Okay, so welcome back. We've gone through Mastery Connect. We've talked about our Edmodo, our Google Drive. We know where career cruising is. We also know how to access our email now. And one of the other big important things is for you students is to make sure you know how to access your grades and see how you're doing in school. So there's your Power School student and parent login. So if you go there, you guys should all have a username and a password from the guidance office. If you don't, I suggest you go see them and get that so you can check your grades on a daily basis. If not, at least once or twice a week, so you know what's going on. So there's our grade information. Teachers, that's where you can log in, obviously, with your teacher logins. And then we have an admin login there as well. So that doesn't apply to very many of you. All right, some digital resources. Here's some cool ones to go explore, and we'll talk about these. The very first one, you notice we have two YouTube channels, or two YouTube icons. The first one is actually our channel. And so if you clicked on that one, that would take you to Carson City's YouTube channel. And there it is, our train and the Capitol building. And, well, at least I think it's the Capitol building. Should be. Then there's a welcome to Carson sign. So, and then there's our C. So students at Carson High School, this is... And in our district, not Carson High School, Carson City, and our middle school, so you Pioneer students, that applies to you as well, is that this is our YouTube channel, and then within this channel is pretty cool because then you have playlists, and so your teachers can actually make a playlist of the videos they want you to show, or they want to show you without you searching all over the place. And we put our help videos in here as well. For example, Mrs. Bushy, 7th grade, she has 17 videos in here. If I want to look at all the playlists that are created, I think our Mr. Whistler has 48 videos now. So he's got 48 videos for his history class he has there. So have a look at those. You can look at the different playlists within our channel. And if you as teachers, like there's Mrs. Well, it used to be Harris. There's her playlist with one video. I don't see any other CHS. So CHS has 4 videos. So just know that teachers, if you want to create a playlist so you don't have to have students looking around and getting lost and wondering where they're going or wasting time, you can create a playlist. And so my playlist is Studio M, and I got a bunch of videos in there, kind of more technology related videos, help videos type things. And actually that's where this video lives, is in my Studio M playlist. So that's what that very first YouTube button is it takes you right to our channel. The second one is YouTube, and the cool part for you teachers, that's wide open YouTube for you as teachers. So when students log on with their student credentials, we know they're students, and they don't get the full wide YouTube. Yeah, well, that's how it is. And teachers, because you are adults and we expect you to be professional, that your YouTube shouldn't be blocked there at all, and you can access whatever resources you need. Couple things, let's talk about that. Students, when you go there, you actually go to the education YouTube site. And so all the videos that are on there are vetted for education, and they're deemed appropriate for K-12 education. So you don't have wide open YouTube. But now teachers, here's the hang up in your classroom. You find this great video on the Renaissance, and you want to show your students that when you're talking about world history, and you click the link, or you keep the link and you import it and you send it to the students during class, and you find out that they're blocked because that video has not been deemed appropriate for education. So what you'll have to do is you have to download that video onto your desktop or a flash drive and then just play it from there. Well, then there's the question, how do I download that video? Pretty cool. Right next to the YouTube resource is our video download. So if I want that YouTube video on the Reformation or wherever I want, another strange old creepy town in Nevada desert something. Okay, so 500,000 views about a creepy town in Nevada. So if this was the video that I wanted my students to watch, and it wasn't my curriculum, I simply come up here and I will grab that URL and I'll copy it, and then I'll go back to my digital education page, to my video downloader, and because I have the URL, I can paste it there, and then I can tell it to download it. Okay, so now that's going to be putting this video as a file on my hard drive or on my laptop or desktop, whatever. Just a word of wisdom for you teachers and even students: when you're using video stuff, you want to probably stick to that MP4 format, as it plays across all devices, Apples, Androids, PCs, Macs, everything. So here it's going to ask me of how do I want to download it. MP3 would be the sound audio on it. MP4 would be the video side of it with the sound, so I can click the quality of it. Most teachers, most of your videos in your class on your smartboard are fine on 360. 720 is getting pretty good definition, and then sometimes it'll pop up as 1080, 1040, forget the number. Anyways, that'll pop up as a higher definition one, but hey, 720 works, 360 is fine as well. So, but you want to stick to that MP4 format. FLV is a classic one that works as well, but I would live in the MP4 world if it was me. If you just need the audio, there it is, audio MP4. So that's how I download that video, and then I could show my students. I wouldn't have to use Google Drive to show my students a video. Sweet Search, I would not use this one. I think that link is dead and I need to get rid of it. There's your Google Classroom. Teaching books, there's a ton of books in there, kind of like a free library resource for learning and reading and writing on books. Turnitin.com. You high school students should be, when you get to college anyways, I guess I'm going to say is that most of your documents will be submitted to Turnitin.com to check for plagiarism first, and then teachers will grade them from there. So that's a great resource for you English teachers or anybody else who's having students write documents. It picks up plagiarism and keeps track of students, or makes sure they're using their original content, or at least they're quoting it correctly, citing their resources. Okay, there's our Destiny library catalogs. This is your high school library catalogs. You can go in there and you can actually sign in, pick your school, and then you can actually see what books are available in the library. And then there's actually some help videos Mrs. Campbell has, and there's a well for you. So I would take a few minutes if you have time in your class at this point, teachers, and you can go and explore Carson High School's library. I think oh, there they are. So students, this is one thing we'll be talking about as well. When you have a broken laptop, there's a help ticket, and here's a tutorial on how to get that help ticket filled out and what you need to do when you need a laptop repair request. So a lot of great resources here from your library, from Mrs. Campbell and other librarians throughout the district. So check that out. Maybe you want to stop the video and explore. I know we're only like 20 minutes in, and this is a 45, I believe, 55-minute class. So plenty of time to do that if you'd like. Okay, welcome back. If you stop the video, Carson City Library. So now you can go to the Carson City Library and you can check out their resources and search for download an ebook. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure. You probably have educational accounts. I'm not positive over there, but the Digitorium is a huge resource. Great resource there. A bunch of Macs are over there for doing your PSAs, and if you ever have any other teachers that want you to create projects digitally, the Digitorium is an awesome location to go with a plethora of resources and technology and hardware and software that most people don't have in their home. So free. Go over there and get some help. I believe it's Molly Walt. Go find Mrs. Walt over there, and she'll get you squared away and get you taken care of as far as making some really cool presentations. I know they have a huge green board over there, so you can pretend you're like in Africa or you're doing a news report or something. All right, PDF Escape teachers, if you have PDFs and you want to make them fill in the blank, or if you want to edit them or clean them up or make them as a form, there's a PDF Escape tool there. You can go through and play with it. If you need help, find out how to use it, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. All right, so Kahoot, fast formative assessment. It says Fast 5. Our 5th one is going to be put up there soon. But right now, teachers, Kahoot is a great one for interaction, music. It's competitive. Kids compete against each other for points, for answering questions, everything from math to science to social studies to health and PE and art, whatever you want to do. This is, your mind is your only limiting factor on this one. Socrative is a great way to do quizzes, vocabulary cards, things like that. Plickers, if you've seen that, pretty awesome. Students will be given like a card, like a 3x3 card or a 4x4 card, and basically the teachers can ask questions, and the students hold up their cards, and the cards will be reading A, B, C, D on your cell phone, so you know what their responses are, or true and false, without them having to bubble it in or do something there. So that's pretty awesome. And Go Formative is another resource I suggest you go play with as far as quick formative assessments. All right, our last two sections, and we're about 21 minutes into the presentation here. Technology Cafe is just a video that's for you teachers to encourage you to come to Tech Cafe on every Wednesday from 2:45 to 6:45. We're there for you. But this resource is pretty cool in here, so let me go back, make sure you saw what I did. So right here on this Using Technology in the Classroom, there you go. So we have resources we've talked about. Sharp School, I'm not going to worry about that. Kahoot, another link. All right, so on this page here, if you are a general teacher and you want to use technology, here's our Bloom's Technology. So students, if your teachers ask you to count, define, describe, draw, find, identify, that's like lower level thinking skills. That's about as low as you can get. Recalling something, memorizing things, reciting, that's the low end of the learning curve, according to Bloom's. He was an educational, I don't know, I guess review type scientist, who person who came up with different ways people learn. And if you want to have students do things that are in the remembering category, which sometimes you have to, teachers or students, there's language learning. You go to Live Mocha and it helps you learn. I think there's a bunch of different languages on there. You can practice that one. Quizlets, flashcards, and study games. Educational videos. Just type in whatever subject you want and subject of that, sub-subject, and away you go. You can find a ton of educational videos there. Ninja Words is a fast dictionary. I know you guys just use your search tool up top for your dictionary, or you use Wikipedia, but Ninja Words is pretty good. So the idea here as teachers is, as you get deeper in the understanding and get to the higher level thinking skills, that we have different Web 2.0 tools that you can be using to enhance those activities in your classroom. So students, if your teacher tells you they want you to create a project and report out to your class, you can make a YouTube video. Glogster's there's a free version for Glogster EDU. It's kind of limited. It's not the full version, but you can make multimedia like posters. So it's a digital poster. Prezi, if you've used Prezi, you know what that is. That's kind of a visual thinking map. Animation, cartoon animations. Websites, another animation site, and Storybird. You can actually make your own story and record it on Storybird. So this is a great resource for teachers. Now, eventually, teachers, these titles up top will be broken out to links of those subject areas. The only one that's active right now is the ELA. So if you go to your ELA one, then we have Web 2.0 tools that you can use that work for ELA type stuff. So remembering, understanding, same idea, but then these are very specific to the ELA curriculum. So great resource for you ELA teachers. Sorry for math, social studies, science, writing, CTE, health. We're going to work on developing those as the year progresses and get those resources out to you. All right, so let's go back here. We did that one. The last one I want to show you is student and parent resources. So there it is, student and parent digital resources. So if you'll follow me and go check that one out. Your digital driver's license, you'll be doing that today. This is where your link is. So when your teachers, I believe it's your 4th period for Carson High, and for Pioneer it's going to be your 3rd period for the day. You'll be going to this website and getting your digital driver's license. These ones are for elementary, that's for middle school, and this is just some information about making good choices in digital citizenship. So guys, you go home, students go home, they say I need help with math. Many of your parents say, "Oh, we didn't do that kind of math when I was younger." Well, the truth is they probably did some of it. They just forget because they don't use it every day. They use other things in their job. So here's a bunch of different math resources for you. Everything from videos to animated stuff to moving manipulatives. So go explore that. I would say if you have a few minutes, jump in there and have a look at some of those ones. There's some cool sites there. So if you want to pause the video, if you're good on time and go look at those, do that. Reading, we have a text-to-speech. We also have that built into the Chromebooks as well, by the way. Storybird. So that's, I mentioned that earlier, making stories and writing stories, and there's actually some stories in there. Science, there's some great resources. Hey, you science teachers, you'd love these interactive simulations, especially physical science. So go check that one out. I'd spend some time in there with your students if you want. Virtual science labs, and then the periodic table, the digital, and this is kind of one of my favorite ones. So when I was going to school, we just had a piece of paper, the periodic table, and that was it. What you see is what you get. But this one, for example, if I wanted to find out more about nitrogen, I can click on nitrogen. Tells me information from Wikipedia. It's got some properties. It's got a picture in there usually. History, density, everything of the property, the states, physical properties, I guess I'm saying, and atomic properties. Everything is on there for nitrogen, and then talks about isotopes, magnetic spectrum, reactions, and then it has occurrence, and then compounds, and then applications, so where we use nitrogen in our world today. And so really awesome resource. This is pretty cool. Obviously didn't have that when I went to school because we didn't have computers like you guys do. So this is a great resource for you science teachers. Check it out. Have fun with that. USGS, all types of maps. Really cool stuff there as well. Social studies, we've got a few things for you. We'll be breaking these out and adding more things to them as we progress through our digital education year. So there it is. Then once again, this is your third session today. If you are done early, you could give students time to go and explore these resources and check out some things that might interest them, or at least help them with some homework or assignments they have coming up. We just understand what resources are out there. And if you're out of time, then maybe spend some time in your class later on to review some of these things within your content and work with the students on that. Hey teachers, quick shout out. If you have any really cool WebTool sites that you want me to put on here, I'll vet those and I'll look at them, and I'll either put them on our main page, or we'll put them in our digital resources, or we'll put them in the one we had earlier about the Bloom. So lots of ways we can put resources on here, so we don't have people looking all over the world trying to find things. If you find something really cool, you want to share it out, let me know, and we'll build it into the web page. All right, thanks for your time.